Okay, so today we're talking directly to you if you're a parent, or really anyone raising kids. It's all about getting past that constant nagging feeling that maybe you're not quite getting it right.
Yeah.
The guilt, the sense you might be failing somehow. We've looked at sources that really tackle this stuff designed to help bring back some actual joy and confidence into the daily grind. Because let's just start with this number the sources kept bringing up. 73% of parents say they feel overwhelmed every single day.
Yeah.
So if you're questioning if you're doing okay, you are definitely not alone.
And that 73%, it's more than just a number, right? It's like a real crisis of feeling stretched too thin. The sources kind of frame our goal today as finding the best way to get from just, surviving.
Barely surviving, yeah.
To actually thriving. And what's really interesting is the time frame they suggest. It's not about years of work. They're saying specific, consistent changes can make a difference in maybe just 30 days. And the secret weapon, surprisingly, it's not being the perfect parent. It's actually prioritizing taking care of yourself.
Okay, let's jump right into that. Because self-care, for a lot of overwhelmed parents, that sounds like just one more thing on the to-do list.
Or selfish, even.
Or selfish, exactly.
Yeah.
So why is looking after yourself not just a nice to have, but totally fundamental?
Well, it comes down to how our brains are wired, really. Not just a nice idea. We've all heard you can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Sorry. Yeah.
But the sources get specific. When you're constantly running on empty, not enough sleep, maybe grabbing bad food, totally stressed out, the first part of your brain to kind of go offline is the prefrontal cortex.
Okay.
That's your control center. It handles rational thinking, patience, controlling impulses, making good decisions. When that's depleted, your patience just evaporates. And suddenly, a fight over putting on shoes feels like this massive end-of-the-world problem. You literally don't have the brain resources left to respond calmly.
That completely explains those moments we all have. The sources talk about that body-mind link, right? Like snapping over really small things.
Exactly, minor stuff.
And then feeling awful about it afterwards, that guilt loop. And the comparison thing, constantly looking at other parents online and feeling like you don't measure up.
It's a killer. So to start rebuilding, right away, the sources point to the basics, the physical stuff. Move more, sleep better, parent easier.
Easier said than done sometimes, but okay.
Totally. But we're not talking training for a marathon here.
Right.
The material actually points out that just 15 minutes of movement, like a brisk walk, even just stretching, can give your mood and energy a serious boost. It's like hitting a mini reset button for your brain.
Okay, so a physical reset, that makes sense as a starting point for the body.
Yeah.
But what about the stuff going on inside? The thoughts, the feelings. The goal isn't to become some kind of robot parent who never feels frustrated, is it? Because frustration, that's normal.
Absolutely normal and valid. This is where we get into what the sources call the mindfulness advantage. It's less about stopping the feeling and more about creating a pause.
A pause.
Yeah, like intercepting the reaction. So, kid has a meltdown. Your gut reaction is maybe anger or panic. The goal is to wedge a little bit of space between that trigger and how you respond.
But how? Like when you're already seeing red?
It sounds simple, but it takes practice. 3 main things. First, 3 deep breaths, slow ones. Before you say a word, it sounds small, but it tells your nervous system, okay, not an emergency.
Okay, breaths, got it.
Second, just notice the thoughts popping up. Like, this kid is driving me crazy. Just notice them. Don't have to act on them.
Oh, okay.
And third, ask yourself this question. What else could this situation mean? Get curious instead of furious.
Oh, okay. That question leads right into the next thing, the reframe technique. Using that question to change the story you're telling yourself. The sources use that public meltdown example. Your immediate thought might be, oh God, everyone here thinks I'm a terrible parent.
Right. Total panic and shame. But the reframe flips it. Instead of focusing on your perceived failure, you think, okay, my child isn't trying to ruin my day. They're having a really hard time right now, and they need my help to calm down.
That shifts everything.
Yeah.
It moves from judgment to support.
Your whole perspective changes, and honestly, your body's stress response changes too.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
And it ties into dealing with our own pasts, right? Like echoes from our own childhoods. A lot of people worry they're just repeating negative patterns.
Yeah, that's a big one. But the sources are actually really empowering here. They stress that, just because you had a tough childhood doesn't mean you're doomed to repeat it. You can choose differently.
Oh.
It takes being intentional. They suggest actually writing down maybe 3 ways you already parent differently than your parents did. Acknowledge the positive changes you've made.
Okay, focus on the wins.
Yeah, and then pick one specific strength you really want to pass on to your kids. Focusing on that consciously really builds confidence. It shows you can break cycles.
I also like the bit about self-compassion, specifically the language we use. The I feel versus I am thing. That seems small but significant.
It's huge. We tend to say things like, I am such a mess when we're struggling.
Yeah, guilty.
Right. But that makes the feeling your whole identity. If you shift it to, I feel overwhelmed right now, it does something important.
What's that?
It reminds you and your brain that feelings are temporary. They're states, not permanent traits. It reduces the shame and helps you move through it faster. It's kinder to yourself.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, managing the inner world. But then there's all the external stuff, right? Stuff that can just unravel all that internal work.
Yeah.
Which brings us to boundaries.
Yes, boundaries, crucial.
Particularly the bulletproof boundaries between work and home. The research seems pretty clear. This isn't optional.
Not at all. If work stress just bleeds into family time constantly, you're basically trying to parent while half your brain is still back at the office, worrying about a deadline or an email.
Yeah.
You have to actively stop that crossover.
And for so many people working from home now, that line is really blurry. The sources had some practical tips there, didn't they?
They did. Really concrete things. Like you need a dedicated workspace, even if it's just a corner, a specific chair, something that signals work time.
Psychologically separates it.
Exactly. And communicating clearly with kids. Okay, between these hours, mommy, daddy can only be interrupted for emergencies. And the big one, deciding when the workday ends and actually sticking to it. No checking emails after that time.
That last one is hard.
It is, but essential. And building on that, there was this concept of the commute reset ritual.
Oh yeah, I thought that was really clever. Using that transition time, however long it is.
Right. Whether it's a 5-minute walk from your home office to the living room or an hour drive, use it on purpose. On the way to work or starting work time, set intentions. Okay, I'm going to focus on X and Y. On the way home or ending work time, consciously leave it behind. Deep breaths. Maybe listen to music totally unrelated to work. Think about connecting with your family.
Like a mental gear shift.
You're deliberately changing your mental costume before you walk through the door, literally or figuratively.
Okay, so physical and mental boundaries with work. What about the other big external pressure cooker? Comparing ourselves to others, especially online.
The comparison trap. Social media is brutal for parents. The sources are really blunt about this. You are not seeing reality.
Right. It's the highlight reel.
Totally. Carefully curated snippets. You're comparing your messy, real, behind-the-scenes life to someone else's perfectly staged front-of-house performance.
The examples they used were so spot on. Like the perfect playdate photo, it conveniently leaves out the 3 meltdowns that happened just before it.
Or the shot of the amazingly organized playroom that was taken before the kids actually played in it for 5 minutes.
The tornado of toys phase.
Exactly. Remembering that curated perfection takes effort, helps take away its power.
So less comparing, more connecting. The research was really strong on quality over quantity for family time, wasn't it?
Absolutely clear. Parents feel so much guilt about not having enough time, but kids crave presence more than hours.
Undivided attention.
That's the key. And the strategies are simple, really. Put the phone away during meals, make that connection time, ask open-ended questions, stuff they can't just answer with yes or no.
I'm blogging.
Yeah. And that 10-minute rule is great. Just commit. For the next 10 minutes, I'm playing whatever you want to play, and I'm fully here. That focused burst, it fills everybody's cup.
That's doable. Okay, what about when there's another parent in the picture? Partnerships can be amazing, but also a huge source of stress if things aren't balanced.
Oh, for sure. Resentment is like poison in a partnership, especially around parenting. And it almost always comes down to feeling like the workload, chores, childcare, mental load isn't shared fairly.
But starting that conversation,
yeah,
it can feel like walking into a minefield, right?
Right.
How did the sources suggest handling that, the fair share formula?
Yeah, it's about making it structured, less accusatory. Step 1, sit down together, calm time, and list everything that needs doing, all of it. Laundry, bills, school forms, bedtime routines.
Get it all out on the table.
Yep. Step 2, talk honestly about schedules, energy levels, constraints. Step 3, divide things up based on what actually works, preferences, availability, not just assuming traditional roles.
Okay.
And step 4, this is critical. Check in regularly, maybe once a month. How's it going? Does anything need adjusting? It's not set in stone, it's a living agreement.
That prevents the silent buildup of frustration.
Exactly. And one more thing they stressed. Presenting a united front to the kids. Back each other up on decisions, especially discipline, even if you need to discuss it privately later.
Okay, good point. So we've covered body, mind, boundaries, partnership. Now, what about using what we already have? This idea of a secret parenting superpower.
I love this part. It's about recognizing your unique strengths. We waste so much energy trying to be the parent we think we should be, maybe the super patient one, when our real strength might be, say, creativity or humor.
So stop trying to fit a mold.
Yes, identify what you're naturally good at. Are you the calm one in a crisis? The one who makes everything fun? The deep listener? Find your top, maybe 3 strengths and lean into them. Use them on purpose. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you already offer.
And that strength lens helps with difficult behavior too, right?
Yeah.
The big reframe. Your child isn't giving you a hard
When you're
time.
having a hard time, that changes everything. It means your first response should be connection, not correction.
So what does that look like practically?
Well, setting clear expectations before things get heated helps. Catching them being good, praising the behavior you want to see immediately.
Reinforce the positive.
Yeah. And the hardest one, practice staying calm yourself. It's tough, really tough sometimes. But when you stay calm, you help regulate the whole situation instead of escalating it.
Easier said than done, but practice helps, like you said. Now, to sort through all the suggestions, the feelings, the challenges, the wins, the sources mentioned journaling, a parenting journal.
Yes, but not just like Dear Diary venting. It's a tool for awareness.
How so?
Using specific prompts helps focus it. Things like, what actually triggered my stress today? Exactly what happened? How did I react? What might I try differently next time? And really importantly, what went well today? What am I proud of?
So it's about reflection, not perfection. Seeing patterns.
Exactly. It guides that 30-day transformation by making you more conscious of what's actually happening day to day.
Okay. And leading into the wrap-up, there was this really important reassurance. You're already the expert on your child.
Absolutely fundamental. You, the listener, you know your child better than anyone. What makes them giggle, how they like to be comforted, their little quirks, what scares them, what delights them.
We forget that sometimes, don't we? We look for outside answers.
We do. All this information, these strategies, they're like a map. But your instinct, your knowledge of your unique child, that's the compass. You gotta trust it.
So pulling it all together, this 30-day transformation, it starts now, but it's about small, consistent steps, right? Not trying to overhaul everything overnight.
Definitely not. Consistency beats intensity here. We can actually boil down the starting point into 3 really simple actions you could literally start today.
Okay, let's hear them.
First, pick just one self-care habit to focus on. Maybe it's aiming for slightly better sleep. Maybe it's that 15-minute walk. Maybe it's just 5 minutes of quiet breathing, just one.
One thing, got it. Second,
Set one clear boundary. Maybe it is no work emails after 7 p.m. Or maybe it's carving out that dedicated workspace, even if it's small. Just one boundary to start holding.
okay. And third,
Practice one reframe. When you feel that frustration rising, try the pause. Take the 3 deep breaths and ask that question. What else could this situation mean?
one self-care habit, one boundary, one reframe. That feels manageable.
Small steps, done consistently, add up fast.
And the core message running through all of this seems to be, you're already doing better than you think. You are the parent your child needs.
Yes, and when you take steps to help yourself thrive, your kids thrive too. It's interconnected.
Okay, so for our final thought today, something for you, the listener, to think about after this deep dive. We talked about breaking negative cycles from your own upbringing.
That power you have.
So think about your own family history. What's maybe one negative pattern? Could be anything, like constant rushing, maybe difficulty expressing affection, maybe quick anger, just one thing you inherited that you want to consciously choose to change starting today. What's the first tiny step you could take to break that specific cycle? Something to mull over.